It is your third time trying to get lean. You're 4 weeks into your cut, your weight loss journey. You realize, dang, I'm still not seeing any progress. Something's missing here. I must be screwing up somewhere, but what is it? And you realize, I'm going to the gym. I'm eating some vegetables. I'm eating healthier than what I was previously. What exactly am I missing here? This is something that a lot of my clients will run into, especially my men that are 40 plus. We run into this all the time. And it's usually these three factors that are hidden that you don't necessarily know you're screwing them up until you actually pay attention to them. And the first one's going to be your grocery shopping when you're hungry. This is actually one of the biggest mistakes most people just make in general. They purposefully, strategically load those grocery stores up in a way where they make you want to go in and get those good foods right off the bat. All the pastries, all the breads, everything that just tastes delicious that you could just imagine yourself sitting on the couch, eating that at night, having a little snack with it, eating on it, snacking on it throughout the day, that sort of thing. At the end of the grocery store, candy, all these things with a lot of sugar in it, donuts for some places, to where you realize, oh my gosh, yeah, maybe I should just snag some of these right before I check out because it's right here anyway. I mean, I don't have to go back in the store for it. I could just grab some right here. Why do you think the vegetables are usually along the back wall? Why do you think the meats and the other healthy stuff are usually along the back walls, like the eggs? All these healthy options, all these healthy items, you have to go deep into the grocery store. You have to pass all those trash items up, all the junk food up before you actually get to something healthy, some whole food, something you want to have, something your body actually craves. But in your head, you're still trying to overcome and break those addictions to where like, dang, I have a very strong love for cinnamon bread. I have to walk by that cinnamon bread every single time when I'm going to get my mixed greens in the back, my little pack of salad for the week. But I have to remember that every single time I walk by it. It's like, dang, they are purposely trying to make me give in. And when I'm hungry, and when my clients are hungry, and we go shopping, oh my gosh, how much easier is it when you are starving, your stomach is growling? How much easier is it to you to just start throwing stuff in your cart? Like, yeah, well, I might crave this later. Ooh, dang, I could go for this right now. Let me have some of this. Oh, I think these peanuts and chocolate chips would go great together. Guys, these are normal things. We are supposed to feel like this. That is how the grocery store wants us to feel. It is purposefully laid out that way, and it kind of sets you up to fail in a sense. So when you are satiated, maybe you just had a big breakfast, maybe it's your day off, you're like, hey, I should really run to the grocery store right now. Get something to eat first. Eat something protein heavy, something that's going to hold you off, something that is a bit hearty, sits in your stomach for a bit, takes a while to digest. Because when you're full and you go to the grocery store, you realize, oh my gosh, yeah, I just need, it's almost like you're hunting instead of just going for pleasure. You're like, okay, I'm going to get this. I need eggs. I need almond milk. I need some tangerines, whatever. It makes it so much easier to where you're not distracted, you're not wasting time, you're not blowing extra money when you don't need to on these groceries. You just go in, you hunt for what you need, have a list prepared. If you have a list and you actually write out your list of what exactly you need, that's going to make it so much easier as well. Purposely do not put Pop-Tarts and cinnamon bread and all these trash foods, do not put those on your list. That is not something that you need. That is something we all want. I crave Pop-Tarts every time I go in there. Cereal is my personal weakness. When you're doing this, you're nice and full. You're going into the grocery store. You hunt for what you need. You already have your list on your phone. We all have some notes on our phone that we can take. You go in, get what you need. You get out of there. No temptations. When you are full, you are not thinking as much. You're not thinking with your stomach as much. The goal is to actually think with your head and think with your goals, not think with your belly. That's going to be the first hidden mistake that most people make. Now, the second hidden mistake is that when people are finished with work, they'll typically come home, lay on the couch, sit in their bed, flick the TV on, and they're done for the night. They're it. That's cooked. They're done for. They think, okay, well, I just had a long day at work. I think I'm good to go now. Like I did some good stuff. I actually hit the gym. The gym was pretty good. I feel nice and tired. Time to relax. Time to do nothing else. And this is even worse because for my people who work desk jobs, you're sitting all day anyways. I have some people who work in the trades, a little more blue collar workers. They're moving stuff. They're doing stuff all day and they're still not getting enough activity in because now they overcompensate their calories on their diet and now they're eating way too much and they still need to do more with the activity level that they are given. You might be thinking, well, dang, I go to the gym. Like, I go to the gym, I work out pretty hard, I get a good sweat in, my muscles are burning when I'm there, when I'm lifting. I feel like that's burning a bunch of calories for me. Not necessarily. The actual workout itself is more so a long-term investment in your health. Meaning, muscle is great. Muscle actually burns more calories over time when you have it. But when you are directly in the gym, you're probably only burning anywhere from 130 to maybe 400 calories a workout. And that's kind of pushing it a little bit. You might be thinking, well, my heart rate's up, I'm sweating, I feel a burn. No, you're not burning as much as you think in that direct moment. When you have the muscle, when you're recovered and your muscle is actually built and you're just sitting there, muscular, lean, then you realize, oh yeah, I am burning a lot more calories now just sitting here than I would be if I had 10 more pounds of fat without the muscle. A lot of people think that because they go to the gym, they're burning all these calories. No, that is your long-term investment. The calorie burning itself comes so much more from your diet. You come home after work, you're done, you're tired, you're exhausted, you feel like you've earned everything. You feel like you've earned your rest time. The thing is, when you want to get your activity level up, you have to do more. You have to literally move more. Getting your steps in is one of the easiest ways to do this. I will literally tell my clients, and I've said this in a bunch of these videos too, put a YouTube video on. Walk around your kitchen. Walk around the counter in your kitchen. Pace your room. Put your TV on. Put your favorite show on. And actually like pace back and forth. Do something that gets you moving as opposed to just sitting there. Do some push-ups in between some commercial breaks. Or let's say you're playing video games, do some air squats in between rounds. You can always do more. And when you go from especially like a 9 to 5 and you're sitting all day, you have tight hips, your low back is hurting, and then you go home to sit more, that's screwing you up even more. Even if you just go home and just hit a stretching routine, I have stretching routines on this channel too. Even if you just hit a basic stretching routine, you're going to feel so much better, not just your hips and your back, but every part of you is going to feel so much better actually doing something than just laying down and sitting down the entire rest of your night. Especially, like I said, especially if you're already working a desk job. One of my guys is a pilot. He sits down for these international flights. He's sitting down for like 15 hours straight sometimes. That movement, you need that extra movement outside of here. Especially when you're not walking, when you're not burning those calories off, you need those extra steps. You need that extra expenditure in your energy so you can utilize the calories that you're taking in, especially if you are overweight, especially if you're 25% plus body fat. It's going to make it so much easier. Even right now, I'm pushing around maybe 10, 11% body fat at the moment. I am still getting my steps in every single day. I'm still aiming for at least 10,000 every single day, or at least getting some sort of crazy amount of activity in where I know, okay, if I'm hitting the workout and then I'm doing this and I'm going to be walking all day and then I'm still going to pace and get my steps in at home at night, just in case to make up for it. It makes it so much easier to actually lose fat and to lean out when you are doing more, when you are moving more. Now, the third hidden mistake is going to be people underestimating their caloric intake. So when you are taking in calories and you are trying to lose weight, you need to, it's called calories in, calories out. You need to burn more than you are putting in, meaning you need to eat less and move more. Most people will typically understand eating less, moving more. Yes, of course, that's how I'm going to lose weight. But actually doing it is completely different. So how exactly can we do this? Well, first and foremost, just the activity level in general and actually going to the gym, actually getting your steps in, vacuuming your house instead of putting it off, every once a month. Do it every single weekend, just one small hour during one of your days, just doing some chores, cleaning up, folding laundry. Stand up when you're folding your laundry. All that little activity that you can do in between is going to make a huge difference. Park a little bit further from the grocery store, from the movie theater. Park a little further. Get a few extra steps in. It's not going to kill you. If anything, it's going to help you long run because now you're developing those habits. And that habit development is what goes the longest way. So when it comes to actually underestimating your caloric intake, instead of you guessing on everything, one of the best things you can do is literally just track your food. Now, the barrier of entry to that is that most people don't actually know how to track their food. How exactly can we track our food? Well, right next to my Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, I have a food scale. So with this food scale, there's literally only 3 buttons on it. There's the on-off button, the unit button, and then tare. Each of these buttons, I'm sure on-off is a little bit straightforward for you guys. When you turn it on, That's how you know it's ready to go. When you are clicking the unit, you have a few different options. You can go in grams, you can go in ounces. You have options here that you can actually weigh your food with. I used to eyeball everything with ounces. I've been using grams recently. Use an app, use your calculator as you're going about this. Hey, how many calories is in 220 grams of beef? Okay, boom, there you go. You can even you can look at the labels as well on the food. They'll tell you how many serving sizes per grams. Let's say your plate is 400 grams, and that's what it says here. You click tear with the plate on it, it'll say negative 400 when you take the plate off. Load up your food. Like I said, let's say you have 200 grams of beef on there. Put it on there. When you put it back on the scale, it'll say 200 grams because it already accounted for how much weight the plate is. So the plates, the bowls, those are no longer excuses because you can now account for that with the food scale itself. You're underestimating your calories. You're also drinking a lot of your calories. You have to track what you are drinking too. If I have a protein shake with milk and whey protein, yes, that is going to have some sort of weight to it. That is going to have some sort of caloric value to it. If you're getting a full-on meal and you have a burger and some fries, don't just track the burger and fries. Pay attention to that fat milkshake you just got as well. Super underrated. That sometimes can be an extra 700 to 1,000 calories depending on where you're going and the size that you're getting and the type of shake that you're getting as well. So now there's no excuse to not be able to weigh your food or underestimate your food. Over time, you actually start to be able to eyeball this stuff a little bit easier to where you're like, oh yeah, that's probably about 800 calories or so. Yeah, that's probably about 600 calories. This is probably 1,300 calories. You start to develop it as a skill because you did the habit of putting the actual work in. And now you're able to tell what you can eat and what you should eat and how much exactly each thing might be. Like if you're out to eat at dinner, for example, they don't always have the caloric value on the menu. So therefore, you see what comes out, you could take a picture of it. You can literally just Google how much in Red Robin fries. And then you can start guessing from there. And if you're trying to lose fat, you always want to overestimate your calories as well. If you are trying to lose weight and you overestimate the calories, that gives you a little bit of wiggle room for if you screwed up or if you messed up on the tracking. So that way you are now moving more, you are now understanding and tracking what you are eating and no longer underestimating it so you can actually lose the weight, and you are no longer grocery shopping when you're hungry, buying these junk foods and the trash foods that eventually you're not even going to crave anyways once you lose another 10-15% body fat. If you feel like you've been stuck and these hidden mistakes have been helping you out, there's a type form in my description down below. Go ahead and fill it out. It's for one-on-one coaching. I'll reach out to you. I'll see what I can do for you. But there's so many different variables that go into you actually losing weight and actually losing fat and leaning out that sometimes you just forget about certain things. Whether that's sleep, whether that's water, whether that's liquid calories, whether that's grocery shopping when you're hungry. There's all these little strategies that can add up that make it so much easier for you. So if that is something that you want personalized to you, go ahead, fill it out. I'll reach out to you. I'll see what I can do for you. In the meantime, if you found any value in this video, be sure to drop a like down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.